Now, we already know of things like security, efficiency, transparency, scalability being the reason that these networks will be chosen in particular, right, for the GOV, because that is the intention with global adoption. But the one thing we can't forget about when it comes down to the government and their money, guys, is the counterparty risk, okay? And there aren't many networks out here. There aren't many companies, guys, who aren't operational without counterparty risk at this moment. All right. So this will explain all of that. Just pay attention.
Every new stablecoin real world asset increases. So I wanted to take a look at, what I said here is break this down for me. Are there any other crypto assets like XRP that have no counterparty risk, that is a bridge asset, and that has a growing tokenization ecosystem? And here is kind of what it says. So breaking down the claims, no counterparty risk is designed as a native token on the XRP ledger, meaning it does not rely on issuers or intermediaries when held on chain and not through exchanges or custodians. The only other major cryptocurrencies with similar structure is Bitcoin, which, when self-custodied, carries no counterparty risk either. Most stablecoins, tokenized assets, and wrapped tokens do involve some degree of counterparty risk. So let me ask you this question. If the US wanted to create a new financial system on blockchain rails, would they do it on the XRP ledger? Or would they do it on the Bitcoin blockchain? When is the last time someone said to you, there's some really cool tokenization happening on the Bitcoin blockchain, right? There's really cool new stablecoins being launched on the Bitcoin blockchain. You don't hear that because it's not happening. All right, bridge asset functionality. XRP was built to serve as a rapid, cost-efficient bridge for transferring value between different fiat currencies and blockchains. Stellar XLM is the main competitor here, designed for cross-border payments and acts as a bridge asset in its own right. Now, when you take a look at who's been invited to the White House over the past 12 months, right, when Trump got into office, I haven't seen Stellar on any guest lists. Have you? So I think Brad's been invited to the White House 4 times. I've never seen Stellar's name. So yes, XLM is a competitor in the bridge asset space, but they're not in the meetings that they need to be in. You remember when, just throwing some things out there for you folks, tokenization ecosystem growth. The XRP ledger has a growing set of tokenization and real world asset projects, including Sologenic, Zhao Network, Evernote, and new ventures like Epic Chain and RLUSD. These are expanding in ways which assets can be issued and settled on chain. Stellar also has significant tokenization and stablecoin ecosystem supporting asset issuance and payments and remittances. Okay, so XRP, Bitcoin, Stellar, Cardano, Epic Chain. I'm not too, I don't really know too much about these two, so let's just stick with these four, right? Because like the U.S. is never going to go with something like this, right? So these would be your choices in the United States. I think it's pretty clear who's the clear out front winner, right? You don't see Stellar partnering with like BlackRock and all these other things. Stellar does have some great connections, but I don't think they have the same caliber of people working at Stellar that they have as Ripple. And it's not a dig at Stellar. I think Stellar is going to be extremely successful. I'm so passionate about Ripple and XRP, and I think there's something there.